What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Oh, let's just say nothing. But uh
Well,
I
this
mean,
is the story of your life.
yeah. I know. It's a it's a challenge being me sometimes. Uh
Challenge. Yeah.
I
Your
th-
challenge.
Honestly, before we get into anything else, I think we have to get to the meat of the story here.
Okay, what's this?
We've got some hot news.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
So, I got a email from Carlos
Carlos, yes.
uh,
I know Carlos.
from our I guess he represents the site we host our podcast from.
Right.
He goes, so I'll just read the whole email to you.
Read the email. Read it out to read it. Let's read it.
It says, "Hello, how's it going? Hope all is well. I have some cool information that might interest you. Your podcast, Breakfast Club Podcast, has good performance in Apple Podcast rankings for the last 30 days. We are position 90 in the category comedy in Russia."
Ah,
I don't know what you find so funny.
well, I'll tell you in a second.
And we are position 142 in the category comedy in the great country of Ghana.
A great country. Hey,
I added
listen,
that part. This data is
listen,
provided
hey,
by what?
go ahead. Finish your
Oh,
story. Finish your
oh,
story.
I was finishing the reading. This data is provided by podstatus.com. Happy podcasting, Carlos from Podstatus.
Hey, I want to be the first to say, welcome to our Russian and Ghana listeners. We love you. We are
More the Russians since we're higher ranked there,
right, right.
but we won't play favorites.
No, I have this like this. I have okay. There's two images. When you told me this, two things came to mind. One is I picture our great friends in over there in Russia listening to this. These two jabrones in America, like smoking cigarettes, drinking vodka, laughing hysterical at our unfunny podcast. And
Okay.
then I pictured in Ghana
Yeah.
a bunch of guys doing the same thing, but not drinking vodka and smoking cigarettes. They're just sitting there listening to us and laughing like these two Americans are. They're so not funny. They're funny.
You think they sit around like in the 50s when you would sit around the radio and listen to
That's the image I have in my head. Sitting around a radio like it's 1950, like oh, like yeah, these guys are funny, like we're not funny at all, but they think we're funny.
we're kind of funny. So I picked once as soon as Ghana was brought up, all I could think about was the video and the meme with the pallbearers because they're from Ghana,
Yeah,
the guys that are dancing with the casket.
yeah.
So now I'm thinking, since we're deeply entrenched into the what do you want to say, the pop culture of Ghana, the current events of Ghana,
Deeply entrenched.
now that we've like set our hooks into their hearts and minds, maybe someone over there can tell us how to get in touch with those pallbearers so we can have
Right.
a conversation with them on the podcast.
We need that, and I mean, yeah. Can
How,
we sell merchandise in Ghana and Russia? Is that like allowed?
I don't know why not. I think not yet, but I will go on the website tonight and open up the store to be able to ship to those two countries.
Yes.
maybe on my own dime because I would rather send something at great expense to someone in Russia or Ghana if they're going to wear it all over the place. Uh,
Oh my God,
the
that'd be
best thing
great.
would be like if in like 5 years you're just watching something fucking random and they're just like maybe like that one of those cooking shows where they travel over the world and they're doing something in Ghana or Russia. But let's pretend it's Ghana and they're in some small little tribal
Some
fucking
village.
community and next to the guy wearing one of the old classic like early 90s Buffalo Bills World Super Bowl championship shirts, there's also someone wearing a Breakfast Club shirt.
Oh my God. Oh, this is great.
Like
Well,
like
I,
whoever
I have a
like
request
wherever
though.
wherever the San Francisco 49er Super Bowl champion jerseys are from last year, that's where I want my shirts being worn.
But when do we get shirts that say we're like it's got to actually say. At first, I was like thinking we need shirts that say like I'm big in Ghana, but I really wanted to say that like the Furlough File podcast is like we're comedic geniuses in Ghana and Russia because I think we are. We're in the comedy ranking.
I feel
This is a
like
big deal.
we can concentrate our efforts. I feel like we right now, honestly, we should abandon our American audience, to be honest with you, and concentrate all our efforts into, I don't know which one because I only have so many efforts, but I want to concentrate them in either Ghana or Russia. Russia's in the lead right now. To the point where maybe we can get that number up enough to be able to leverage an opportunity to be brought to Russia to entertain them.
Oh my God! Like stand-up comedy.
No, we'll do our podcast.
We got Putin sitting across from us, and we're like,
listen, my friend, as long as we don't record it, people would pay big money in Russia to hear the stories you're not willing to tell if they're being recorded and put on the internet.
But here's my question:
too hot for the what was it? Too hot for TV? Now it's too hot for the internet. Anthony,
here's
AJ Genazzo, yeah, AJ Slambino.
Here's the question:
You got too many aliases, by the way. What?
Okay, when we do the podcast and it goes over there, is it being translated or are they listening to it as is? Because if it's being translated, I want to meet the guys who are translating this. Like, who is our like Russian version of me and you? Like, is there like a bizarro?
Anthony, is
it all computer done?
It's 2021. It's all computer done. It's all AI.
Why you're ruining my dream? I wanted it to be two guys that look like us, but like in Ghana and Russia, like literally tell it, and I want to meet them and be like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Like when an actor meets the guy that always does his voice, like for when it's translated into Japanese or
right.
Yeah. I've seen those. Like
you're killing my dream here.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but I the reality is like subtitles pop up in English on the Facebook videos that we've posted, which means the computer's doing it because I didn't do it, and we're not worth anyone else spending time doing it. No, it's not coming out of my pocket. Though, yeah,
we cracked the top 100 in Russia.
I don't know if there's only 90 slots and we're just lucky to be included at all. Maybe
no, I would imagine there's thousands. Like, I mean, there's a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, but when do you?
I don't think
maybe you stop ranking after a certain point. It's like it's like 1 through 90, then the field. You know what I mean?
You know what?
We're like the 53rd man, Mr. Irrelevant.
we got to get Carlos on the podcast. Maybe he has more insight to this.
Who? Oh yeah. Right.
Carlos!
I already forgot. Oh my God. Yeah. I think Russia probably is the best. God, I don't want to hurt my Ghana fans if they're like interested in making a push to get us ranked higher. But to be honest, the mystique of Russia really speaks to me. Like, it's like the Wild West there.
Yeah.
And I feel like you and I would have a great time there.
I think so. This is big news. But now that we got that out of the way, I have a big question to ask.
Of who? Me?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I know exactly what you're going to ask.
Well, first of all,
I know what you're going to ask.
Happy birthday.
Thank
you.
Happy
birthday.
See, now I know exactly what you're going to ask. It's not, well, yeah, that's right. That's right. It's coming out on my birthday.
Right. This is the birthday episode. Right. Happy birthday.
Right.
But here's the better question.
I know what you're
going to ask. What did your fat ass get to eat for your birthday? That's the question.
Well, since we're technically celebrating my birthday on this podcast a day early,
right?
I can justify having my birthday food now. And as long as it's within a 24-hour window, I can continue that on tomorrow. Tomorrow. I got a big old pepperoni and garlic pizza, cheese pizza.
From where?
Davy's Best Pizza Bar.
Oh, nice. That's a solid choice.
I got a large, and I haven't been eating that much lately, so So I was only able to put half of it away. and then I put
Okay.
the rest in the fridge, and that might be tomorrow's plan.
Tomorrow, come on, it's 7 o'clock. We got plenty of time here. Mm,
It's not even 7 o'clock.
no,
Yeah, I don't think I'll be going back to the fridge for pizza tonight. Maybe like a
no.
no. I think that's it. I feel kind of gross already from it.
Yeah, well, I've stuck to my diet. I had almonds today and 3 cups of coffee.
but now listen, we had this conversation off the air, but I want to get you on the record.
Yeah,
You said I get a pass for my birthday.
you do. I think everyone should get a diet pass on their birthday.
Okay.
I do agree with that.
Fair enough. So
Yeah.
I'll I'll light a candle and blow it out in your honor.
I agree. I agree with it. I
Okay.
think we all should take your birthday to eat, drink, whatever you want.
There you go. So yeah.
But now I've stuck to it, and I feel very slim because everywhere I go, work, I shave my face, so that makes me look slimmer. And everybody's like, "Oh, you're looking so slim," and I'm like, "Man, I really have them all fooled." Like they
Right.
really think I'm 16 pounds down, but like putting me over like I'm Jack LaLanne or something,
Right,
or
but
Richard
that's like
Simmons over here looking fit. I'm like, I am so fat when I look in the mirror, it's disgusting.
yeah, but when losing 16 pounds, when you're that big, it's like a drop of water in the
You're
ocean.
that big. Go fuck yourself.
It's like when Barrington Hughes used to come up to us at a show, and go, "I'm down 40 pounds." I'm like, "Looking where?" Because he's
I'm
400.
getting the call outs though. They're like, "Oh, you're looking skinny," and I was like, "Yeah, I know." To play it off, like,
Is that? Are you
I
doing
haven't
that?
fucking eaten in 2 weeks,
Are
but
you?
whatever.
You might be doing a thing where you're like, you're sucking your cheek meat in to make your face look thinner. Like you think
I think shaving.
you're
did it
giving
all, like shaving.
shaving. So let's not. I like how you turned it into a story about you, but let's get back to my Let's get back to my birthday for a second. Can I give you a
What?
little? Can I give you a little history about my birthday for a second?
Here we go. Yeah.
Okay. Originally, my birthday
Mhm.
was Super Bowl weekend.
Okay.
It was always the week of the Super Bowl. Then 9/11 happened,
Right.
and that year it was actually supposed to land on my birthday. 9/11 happened, it got pushed back a week, and now since then they added that extra week, so there's an off week between the conference championship games, and so now no longer is that week special. But then we realized that my birthday is now, because the slot is open that weekend, it has become the weekend for the Royal Rumble. And so
Right.
for a good chunk of years, we would go to Jackie's house, and we'd get a birthday Rumble cake going, because Jessica's birthday was also like a few days earlier.
Right.
So
Jessica's birthday just passed. Yeah.
right. So she would get the outside celebration, and then I'd get the party at the pay-per-view, and so I get Rumble cake every year. This year, the Royal Rumble is canceled. For not in the real world, but like in terms of us hosting a party.
Right. No more party.
It's because once Jackie moved on to greener pastures, we moved the party to my place, and so every year for like the last 3 or 4 years, it's been like, it's a huge gambling event where everyone puts in money, and you draw little bingo balls with numbers on them, and you get that slot, and if that guy that comes out in that slot wins the Royal Rumble, you get the whole pot. Then it doubled down, because now they have 2 Royal Rumbles, the men's and the women's, so it's a double gambling opportunity, and it gets really heated and excited, and people that are not normally invested in pro wrestling are all of a sudden invested in it because
There's money in
on
it.
the line.
And,
Money makes every sport better. Gambling makes every sport better. So now I've had that event yanked away from me. So now I'm like celebrating it tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Would have had people around on the weekend where we could
Sunday.
at least have had a cake. And now I got I got nothing. I got nothing.
You got nothing. Well,
I got nothing.
I mean,
Maybe
you're
next
fucking
year.
mush. That's what.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
I don't know how I mushed it.
I don't know either, but it's got to be. It's got to be you.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, And it's funny because I haven't been really paying attention to wrestling, and I I couldn't even tell you like the Royal Rumble. Like I have no urge to watch it, and I usually do.
I don't, but I know that I'll enjoy it anyways. Like
Right, we always do. Everybody, right, right,
it's such a unique thing that I have people that once a year come just to watch it because it's that unique and fun. Not even aside from the gambling, but and that they're
right.
not interested in anything else. I watched the show Monday, and just to like maybe get a semblance of an idea of what I'm going to see on Sunday, and I was lost. Like there was just some
Yeah,
fucking Looney Tune crazy shit they're doing over on that over on that channel. So I'll watch
yeah. I just
Fridays.
don't really watch it. I mean, it's funny. Like people will ask me. This week I got asked a couple times. You know, you lose a couple pounds, everybody thinks you're getting back. Oh, you're getting back into wrestling. That's been the response all week. Like,
Yeah,
oh, look at you, you dropped a few pounds, you're getting back. I was like, why would that mean I'm getting back into wrestling? Like, I don't understand how that. I guess because I'm
it's
losing
like
weight, and I was like, right,
no, I'm trying to improve my life, not ruin it further.
right, right. I was like, listen, if I wanted to die, I'd get back in wrestling because
Right.
that's what would happen.
Or just
But
be miserable for months leading up to events.
right, right, and so, but like this week, I'm not even like I go to work and people. That's always the thing is, oh, you're looking slim. You what are you wrestling? I'm like, why would I even like? Look, I haven't wrestled since like
Like two.
March. It was February. No, February of 2020. I had a match,
Okay.
but but like we're coming up on a year since my last match. Like I've shown no
Right,
signs of wanting to wrestle.
but like what? One or two matches in the last 3 years?
Oh, maybe right. If
Yeah.
that, I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
even know. Right, and I'm like what? And, you know, and like, why would you even ask me that? But that's been the thing is like, you know, oh, you wrestle. You know, I'm like, you know, but yeah, I don't know. Wrestling just, I hate to say that I think it's so boring that I don't want to watch it. But I sat with the TV off last night instead of turning it on and turning wrestling on. Like that's how much I don't want to watch it.
But
Now Wednesday I'll watch
what?
AEW.
Right. We love AEW, but you weren't.
Right.
But it's not like you had a TV off and you were staring at a turned off TV. You were
I was
like,
on my laptop.
yeah, you were.
Like
You might have been like TikToking or laptopping or.
I was on my laptop. Right, right. But like still, like it's like I don't even want to put it on as background noise. But then
Right.
AEW comes on Wednesdays, and I'm like, I put it on, even if I don't pay attention to the whole thing. It's on.
Right.
You know.
Right. Right. Right.
Well, AEW, for those who don't know, is like a kind of, it's like a newer wrestling company, and they're like taking on the big giant of WWE, and yeah. But anyway, where I was going with this is, I started like thinking, you know, like I told a wrestling story last podcast, and a couple people were like, they really like the stories. They're like, we like those stories because it's things people don't know. You know, they don't know that about me, especially if you know, most of these people just met me on TikTok this year. You know, within the last couple months,
Oh my God,
and
there are sides to you and sides to you, and
right, these
you
people
are
have no idea.
you're like an octagon. You have so many sides.
Right. So I was thinking about wrestling, and then I don't know how I came about this, but do you remember WWE New York, the restaurant?
Yeah, I went there once in Times Square.
Okay. Right, in Times Square. So it's
I
the
was
Hard Rock now.
I was thinking about stealing one of their menus because it was they were like
Right.
these really huge ornate
Huge menus.
things with like a big like metallic logo on it, and I was gonna just jack that thing.
Right, because I thought about it too when I went. But I was thinking about New York, and I only went there one time, and it was in 19. No, it was in about maybe about 2001, 2002, somewhere around there.
Right.
And I don't know why this story popped up. I found a picture, and that's what made me think of it. And I went there, and of course, like the day I go, you know, like they always had autograph signings. I don't know if they had one when you went. Did they?
I think we went on a random day, so they didn't. But honestly, like either they have scheduled ones every now
Right.
and then, but every pay-per-view they would, you know, obviously you could go there and watch it, and they would always have a couple of wrestlers there during that as well.
Right. So for
Yeah.
anybody who doesn't know, WWE, World Wrestling Federation, Entertainment, WWF, whatever, had a restaurant in Times Square. It's now the Hard Rock, and it was a pretty cool restaurant. So we get there that day, as me and my buddy, and I was pumped. And they were like, "Oh, there's somebody here signing autographs." And we get to the bar, and it's Steve Blackman. I'm like, could it be any worse of a wrestler to have? Like, he just was
Yeah,
boring to
it
me.
could have been. Usually, I think they were throwing like even lower level guys, like a Maven or a Nydia.
Right,
You
right,
know,
yeah.
like that was
So we
that
get
time
there, Steve
frame. Yeah.
Blackman's there, and like he was behind the bar, like signing autographs, whatever. And you could like go to the bar and get an autograph. Uh, and this story has just two parts to it. So uh, I'm there, and I've been wrestling a couple of years, and I had just met Johnny Vandal. Now, for those who don't know, Johnny was like my little brother in wrestling. He was a kid. He was 16 years old, and I was trying to. I'm just gonna be upfront. I was trying to bang some girl, and this girl was like, "Hey, my sister knows a kid who's a wrestler," and I'm like, "Really?" And she's like, "Yeah, I want to take you to meet him." So she takes me to this house. I'm telling a separate story. It's going to lead back into the New York restaurant. So he takes me to his house, and there's Johnny Vandal, 16 years old, wrestling in his garage. Like he made a ring. And I met him, and I took him to wrestling training, and he became like my little brother. And I like literally watched over him for
I mean, when you
his whole
say,
career.
I don't think when people say little brother, they understand. You guys were the Vandals, and
Right.
you gave him the Vandal name. He was
He
like literally in the world of wrestling was your little brother. It
Right, he
wasn't
tagged
like
with me and Eric. Right,
right.
me
He
and
was
Eric were brothers in wrestling,
right,
and then Johnny was our little brother, and
right.
he had come in 2 years after we had started. So you had the Vandals with me and Eric, and then we ended up getting a third Vandal, and that was Johnny.
In the
So I was
tradition,
Tommy
in
Vandal.
the
He
tradition
was
of like the Andersons,
right.
not like
Yes.
a real wrestling family where they are related. Yes,
Right. So you got me. I was Tommy Vandal. Eric was Ricky Vandal, and then you had Johnny Vandal. And it's funny because Tommy and Anthony don't mix. Eric and Ricky, who was close, but Johnny's real name was Johnny.
right.
So he was the only one. But anyway, so I had just met him, and we went to practice, I think, once or twice. So here we are in New York. I'm getting Steve Blackman's autograph, and I hear somebody call my name, and I turn around, and it's Johnny. And I'm like, the hell are you doing here? He's like, oh, I'm visiting my dad. I was like, oh, so like, I saw Johnny, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We talked for like an hour or so and shot the shit. And I was like, oh, good seeing you, kid. Like, see you at practice next week. So again, it was early 2000s. So I had just met him, a couple weeks prior, whatever it was, blah, blah, blah. Well, recently, and I may have told you this story before, I was going through pictures I had at the house. And in the pictures was a picture of Universal Studios. Have I ever told you this story?
No.
So I'm going through pictures, and there's a picture of Universal Studios, the Hulk ride. When you're on the Hulk roller coaster, it takes a picture of you, like,
Right.
Unsuspecting.
Right. Like
So
like
I'm
a
looking
lot
at
of
this
a lot of those theme
right.
parks have those. Yeah.
Right. So I'm looking at this picture, and this picture is before 2000, maybe 1999, probably more 2000. I'm looking at this picture, and I see me, I see Eric, I see my real brother Joey was there, and I see two girls we know or who were with us. We went Snake Master, was a whole big thing.
Jesus Christ.
And I look in the top left corner, and I go, Johnny? I didn't know Johnny in 2000. And I'm like, wait a second. And I showed Eric, and Eric said, that's Johnny. I said, did Johnny go with us? He's like, we didn't know Johnny. And I'm like, what? So I reached out to Johnny, and I said, hey, man, this is weird. I got a question to ask you. I know we're talking 20 years ago here or whatever. But I said, I didn't know you because the picture has a date on it.
Right.
And he goes, no, I didn't meet you till the next year. I go, John, you were on the roller coaster with me and Eric the year prior. And he's like, Universal Studios? I go, yeah. He goes, when? I said it was in August of 2000. And he goes, yeah, I went that summer. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Johnny's in the top left corner on the roller coaster with me and Eric, and we didn't know him yet. And who would have, the next year we meet him, and then he becomes our little brother. And I spent 20 years with this guy. Isn't that a weird story?
That it's very weird. It almost makes you feel uncomfortable, like when you hear a ghost story. But
right. When I saw the picture, I looked at it and I'm like, I felt like sick for a second, and I was like, I was like, wait, no, maybe this is a no. And I looked at the date and I go, I didn't know him. Dude, I didn't know him.
Right.
And I sent it to Eric. Eric's like, yeah, we didn't know him. I'm like, well, how the hell was he there? He's like, we didn't know. And then he confirmed it. He's like, we didn't know each other. We were on the same roller coaster at the same time a year prior to meeting. What are the chances of that?
I mean, like zero chances.
Zero
Like,
chances.
there's no like in a million. There's zero chances of that. There is
Right, and I don't think I ever told anybody the story. Like, I mean, Eric knows and Johnny knows, but I don't think I ever told you this story. I don't think I ever told anybody this story.
it's like just slightly greater chances
Right.
than like if it was Albert Einstein or Abraham Lincoln. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that unrealistic.
Yeah, and he was there in the top left corner, and I'm like, I look at that picture, and I'm like, I showed the kids. I go, they're like, that's Johnny, and so my kids used to call him Uncle Johnny when they were little, like, you know, and they were like, that's Johnny. I was like, yeah, I didn't know him, and the kids are like, there's no way you're lying. I was like, I didn't meet him yet. Like you never even met before. Like,
Well,
yeah,
that's weird. I mean, you guys have that. It's sort of like you guys have that weird connection because remember you were saying that Johnny looked over and his niece or someone was watching your TikTok,
watching my TikToks, right?
and you were
what
like,
are the chances of that?
like, well, better than that roller coaster thing because now you're an international TikTok star and a podcast
Right,
star in
yeah.
2 countries. But it
Right.
we
Right.
and yeah, so it's better odds, but still like just such a weird coincidence that like
Right.
you can't like that story sounds unrealistic until you hear.
And then,
this
so like that, and then I see him. Literally, I knew him for maybe 2 weeks when I saw him in New York, and I like turned around and I was like, "The hell are you doing here?" Now you think about it. Now that I've seen the picture, he was there, and in New York, like that's really. I got chills. I literally have chills right now. Like I have goosebumps talking about it.
there's two explanations, and neither one. They're very
Right.
different explanations, but neither one really is feasible. One is that this 15, 16-year-old kid was stalking you, and I don't think he had the resources to be doing that.
He didn't. Right.
Or two, there's some cosmic universe thing that was trying to put you two together, and after
Right.
after one failed attempt, then you met, and then they were the universe wasn't sure, so they made sure you actually even bumped into each other again in New York.
In New York City. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
It's very weird.
Yeah. And it's like I literally have goosebumps like talking about it right
Like
now.
I don't even know
So-
like usually some of these kinds of stories you're like, oh, I should have you go buy lottery tickets for me. I'm like, I don't even know how to take that. Like I
Right.
don't know if I want to be around you. Like if I should avoid like the bus, walking too close to the bus lane, I'm gonna get hit or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And then again, for those who don't know, he lives in Costa Rica. And
Now he does. Now he does.
Right. And now he does. And then he was with his niece or whatever, and she was watching TikTok, and he texted me and said, my niece just followed you on TikTok or something like that. And I was like, what? And he was like, she was watching TikTok, and he looked over and was like, oh my God, I know that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't know I had a TikTok. He's not on there.
Right.
And he was like, I know that guy. Like, what are the chances of that? Yeah, like, I don't know. So, very, very, maybe it's trying to tell me I should move to Costa Rica.
I don't know.
Maybe? No.
I mean, it depends. If you're going to retire and move to Costa Rica, maybe. I don't know what kind of work opportunities are in Costa Rica.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if you want to open that pizza and donut shop, maybe that's a
In
good.
Costa Rica,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just, I don't know, I felt like telling that story today, and I got like goosebumps telling it. Really weird.
Yeah, it is
Really,
weird.
really weird.
It is very weird.
Yeah, really weird. So, yeah, well, I don't have anything else today, man. I hate to tell you, and I got to go film the basketball game because, I filmed the JV game today, and that was exciting. We lost by 25 points or something like that. So, and then now we're going to play this team we're playing now. We lost to by 58 points last time. So this should be a barn burner.
Apparently, there's no mercy rule in this league.
They don't do mercy rules here. No.
Even that pathetic softball league I
You
played
had a mercy
in.
rule?
Yeah, it was like 9 or 10 runs in an inning or something. They're
Yeah,
like,
no mercy rule here.
Yeah.
I think they let the clock run if you're down by 20 or
if
something
only
like that.
they'd exercise that before I broke my ribs.
Before you fell flat on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So,
Wait, let's call it. Your story was good. I didn't have a story, but whatever I talked about was probably better. So just let Lex know it's my birthday, so she could send me a text or post on my Facebook. And,
God.
You should just
all right. Well,
tomorrow.
Hey, this is a short podcast. Maybe we won't bore people with this one.
Tomorrow, just film her and go film her reaction when you say it's my birthday. I think we're all curious on that one.
I will. I'll do it tomorrow. All right. I got to go. The camera's calling.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Goodbye.